So what's up, world? At the same token, I want you to bear with me for one moment as I get another sip of coffee. Of course, this is my first cup of coffee of the day, and at the same token, at the same token, it's so true that sometimes you need coffee to wake up, and not only do you need coffee to wake up, you need coffee to function, right? That's maybe an exaggeration, a joke, a play on words and the likes, but it's so true that like the adage, this cute meme I once saw that I literally was fascinated by and so fascinated with and the likes, and it's just the idea that I don't drink coffee when I wake up. I wake up to drink coffee. So if that's you, we're two peas in a motherfucking pod, baby. Two peas in a motherfucking pod. So I'm gonna let you get your pen and paper out, or get your thinking caps on, or your finance caps on, or your economics caps on, or your critical thinking hats on, or definitely your critical thinking hats on, or maybe your active listening caps on. Right? That's really what it amounts to. I'm gonna take a sip, and I don't mean to waste too much time. I know this is precious time and the likes, but. Just trying to wake up a bit and get my clarity correct, so I can function with some regard, right? So at the same token, what's so true. What I want to talk about today was just the idea that you gotta do your personal best. I think that's that. At the same token, there's a lot of people that want to help you in the life, so I think you reach out to those people, and obviously, like we've explored in past segments and the likes, sometimes some prominent individuals, esteemed individuals and the likes have literally suggested that, focus on your strengths. Fuck it. Ignore what you're weak at. Everybody sucks at some shit, and that's my favorite type of tune. But actually, my very favorite type of tune was literally elaborated by a Tupac speech, right? So we all know Tupac was a caricature that was rather impactful, right? At the same token, also filled with also a lot of turmoil and like tumultuous times, and sometimes we do the best we can. In the same token, that's so true, and sometimes, it's this, it's that, it's this. But at the same token, one of his speeches was really so profound in the sense that he suggested that that's what we plan to do at Death Row East and the likes. Literally, we plan to take all of our weaknesses and turn them into our strengths. And the way he elaborated and illustrated it was just beyond the scope of this one conversation. Like, I think they even study shit like this in like Harvard and the likes, as far as like just his illustrations were so it's like he's painting photographs. He's painting fucking photographs when he wasn't. I mean, his raps were okay, but at the same token, his speeches were what was the most impactful in the likes, and also just his mind was what was the most impactful in the likes, and also his heart. That's where Tupac had a competitive advantage in the likes, which is so true. At the same token, that's my favorite speech or elaboration was the Tupac version, but again, to another esteems prominence in the likes, it's so true that sometimes you guys got to ignore your weaknesses, but that's also I mean, we can't always cop out. Not everybody's strong enough to withstand the life's rigor, right? So at the same token, sometimes I think a logical, for most people, like, sometimes there's outliers, and that's kind of who you want to study. People on both segments of the outliers scale, literally those that were so profounded, and literally some of those that also, maybe, I mean, to put not lightly, destitute or the likes. At the same token, it's open for debate, but at the same token, the outliers, you gotta sometimes reverse engineer things, right? So I think that's where critical thinking comes into play. And I had a conversation with a woman. She said she what is it called when you teach your own kids, like for their infancy, literally homeschooled her children, and she said it was really profound as far as like she had acquired a business degree in the likes, and she imputed some of that information into her children, and also inspired them to be creative thinkers, right, and understand mathematics and the likes. As far as today's homeschoolers, my thoughts on that is just the idea that some of the most pivotal components is literally just mathematics, learning how to read, write, think critically, of course, and now this new segment, which is just computers and the likes, of course, right? So the science technology field and the likes. And of course, science is really cool in the likes, and obviously we need more scientists and the likes. That's so valuable. Some of the greatest minds, right? So true. But even more so, just those first couple that I emphasized were so critical in the likes, especially technology and the likes. That was so cool, and it's gotten easier. People like me, I'm 27 years old, was not like, you know, I almost had an opportunity when I was a young lad. This individual in my class, right? He was like, come on, check this out. You want to build a website? And this was back in the, like, you know, like that was like, that was a calling from God right there, right? Not that he, you know, like God was in this dude telling him, like, come check out this computer shit, you know, and I told him, he was like, you know, I was so oblivious, man, so fucking oblivious, you know. At the same token, I would have mastered that shit right away, especially at a young, ripe age and the likes. What was this, 6th grade, right? So that was, I'm not sure the year, but, you know, I'm 27 now, so it's 2019, and just turned 2019 in the likes. So it's so true that, you know, this was a building websites. I think it was like even something like Wix or the likes, right? So it had the Wix in the URL and the likes, but that would have been a really solid start to something profound in the likes. So that's on me. You know, it's sometimes we got to live with these mistakes, right? And at the same token, it wasn't encouraged by, you know, at the same token, sometimes you can just, you know, like he had a little bit of, you know, man, you know, it would have been a beautiful thing. At the same token, it's never too late to start now. So the best time to start was then, right? No, I joke. The best time to start was, you know, literally, you know, 20 years ago, right? To plant the tree. But, you know, the second best time is perhaps, you know, purportedly, I propose right now. So that's what I aspire to inspire you to do, right? So it's so true that, you know, I have a quotation. And this kind of spawns off that last segment in the light, or that last spiel in the likes, and it's just that, what is it? I said this on Twitter. I thought this was some dope shit, man. I love coming up with dope shit. You know, that's the mind of a creative in the likes, you know, as far as always coming up with dope shit. You know, sometimes it just comes to us. It's intuition, right? So at the same token, it's so true that, you know, sometimes you don't realize how great a tree seed is until you come back 20 or 50 years later to see it. Finale! Oh man, the crowd goes crazy. Oh my gosh! Again. I exaggerate, but at the same token, it's so true that that's such a beautiful idea. And I said it in a couple of different forms and fashions, because words are the type of things that you can maneuver to. You can actually manipulate. This is what you do. This is how you. If you want to know how you come up with so much dope shit, it's literally you manipulate the words into a fashion that you see fit. So at the same token, that's how you create new things. I've never been, like, you know, the English language is literally so profound in the sense that, you know, there's been so many eons, right? Exaggeration, right? Not eons, but like so many eons of time, right? So many great minds, so many great people and the likes. And they've literally created so much quotations, like literature, children's books, poems, raps, rock songs, fucking country songs, fucking pop songs, man, all this dope shit. And at the same token, the craziest part about this shit is that you can still manipulate the English language into a fashion that you see fit, which is new shit, right? So I don't mean to use manipulation as a terrible, you know, malicious act in the likes, but it's so true that, you know, it's this, you know, word placement is what's the most critical, right? Critical component. So. Soak on that, and if that was too profound, we'll come back to it in another episode in the likes. But at the same token, it's so true that what I was reading an article about that I really want to share, and I'm thinking about incorporating a little bit of this into it, because I know this is like just me talking, and you're just like, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm moderately handsome. At the same token, I'm not as handsome as I used to be, and at the same token, it's so true that I'm gonna incorporate some draws up, because I'm on the computer right now and there's a monitor and the lights, so I might as well do some I think it's reflections and the likes as far as pulling up articles and likes, and we can talk, and that will give me good talking points to analyze, and we can totally you know, learn together. Oh my gosh, because, like, you know, I love reading and the likes, so it might as well do it in a fashion that's the most valuable, right? The most impactful, right? I think that's what makes the most change for my world, and perhaps my minority stake in your world, and also, you know, even prospectively, the universe. No, I'm not trying to sound like Elon Musk out this bitch, right? We're going to fucking Mars, motherfuckers! No, I kid. It's so true. But at the same token, what the article I was reading about was, billionaires who lost it all. So don't think that just because you're middle class or you're upper class or you're fucking lower class or you're fucking destitute or whatever, that things can't fucking change for better or prospectively for fucking worse, man. So at the same token, but like the book, this is a cute adage, and this is random sporadic, right? But literally, the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, a beautiful composition, right? A really sentimental and cute like kind of gets you thinking a little bit in the likes. Really, what they suggest, the rich dad in the book, which is you or I or you correct or retrospectively the opposite. At the same token, sometimes you got to learn and grow. In the same token, right? So same token is so true that it's best to go broke before 30, right? Because you have plenty of time to catch back up or to get your papes right? To talk some slang, right? To get your papes right. So the same token, soak on that. It's best to go broke before 30 because you have plenty of time to recover. So there is benefits to all this shit. There is drawbacks to all this shit. And at the same token, you can do anything. Just keep working hard and be thankful for blessings. There's so many people looking out for you and helping you, and there's people that care about you, even if it's not on the. Sometimes it can be a low. I just posted an article on fucking Instagram. It wasn't the whole article because I couldn't get it to fit in the screen. Technology, right? But it said the top is lonely. It was an article written on the top is lonely, and it had paraphrases and verbatims from fucking prominent people, esteemed people in the likes that totally suggest that, like how lonely the top can be in the likes, right? So at the same token, back to the same token, keep that in mind, and keep reading and growing, right? But at the same token, it's so true that billionaires that have lost everything and came back. But at the same token, it's not so like drastic. At the same token, sometimes the more you have to lose, right? So at the same token, you don't want to do the same things you did before you didn't have stuff. And some people have always had so much in the likes, right? They come from the most prominent families in the likes, right? So that's one thing, and this is another. But at the same token, be careful what you admire, because sometimes society has the connotation or the likelihood to suggest that let's say you've been given $100 million and you lose 95. Or is it $100 million and you've lost $95 million, right? Through frivolous spending, right? And likes, and you still have $5 million. That's more than a vast majority of people, even in the richest countries on the earth, right? So it's very true that is that a success? Fucking off everything you've been given, or is it more of a success to have retrospectively to have built something over time or the likes, which is the type of, I've never read this book, but literally it's been suggested by a barber, literally the millionaire next door and the likes, right? So not to say what's this and what's that and which was more fun, right? Because frivolous spending can be a motherfucking blast, right? We all know that's true. But sometimes you gotta pay yourself before you pay someone else's fucking rent, kids' tuition, and the likes, right? So, I'll just put it in an emphasis on the idea that sometimes you got to be careful what's what, because who was the better thinker in the situation, the millionaire next door or this person that fucked off $95 million and has $5 million left, and they're probably gonna blow that too, and the likes, so that's not much of a success to me, at the same token, right? So it's all in perspective, and I guess it's all open for debate and the likes. And it's not to place judgment on any individual in the likes, but I think it's so true that as parents, you got to ingrain this love for growth, in the likes. And I know that it's not perfect in the likes, but for healthful minds in the likes, technology can be a lot of fun, right? So get used to it. It's gonna stick around, At the same token, it puts you at a competitive advantage to learn this while you're young and you're a sponge, right? And then also some finance principles, some economics principles, and some business terminology, right? And that can take you a leap in mathematics, right? Some basic rudimentary math, like the motherfucking Egyptians. And I'm not saying that because I have a shaved head, right? I kid. And maybe the ink chain on underneath this, right? So I allude to a lot, but I may or may not be joking, but that's neither here nor there, right? So at the same token, This article, I didn't even read it because I didn't have time to read it. I was in the line at McDonald's, and the line was so fucking long, right? I was trying to get a fucking coffee, but I ended up making my own, and that's what encourage you to do, is sometimes make your own fucking coffee, right? So, like, I mean, McDonald's coffee, fucking, I'm not gonna lie, man. They're not paying me to say this, but there's $1.08 coffee, like, and it's like a large, man. That shit's the plug, baby. That's just the plug. But I'm sure making it yourself, I haven't did the math, and like sometimes I overdo it. I put too much grains in there and waste a lot of coffee. But I think if you're an organized person and you're very intelligent and the likes, it's probably fucking like, what is it, like 10 cents to make it yourself, or like 5 cents, or like fucking like maybe 25 cents or 35 cents depending on the situation of water and filtrations or whatever you're into and the likes. But maybe you got to account for the wearage of some of your machines. I saw this girl, she posted on Instagram literally some shit about like she got I don't know, maybe I'm not that fancy, I mean, I don't know much about this type of shit, but at the same token I'm learning still. But at the same token, she bought some of this machine like for some fancy ass drinks, and she invites all her friends over in New York and shit, and they all like, it's like I'm not gonna say this or that, but this machine is literally fucking expensive as fuck, So my machine's nothing like that, just a basic coffee machine. So I don't know what this girl's talking about, but like she'd have to teach me, right? So I'm sure it's good though, man. That's clutch, right? So I think that's it. So again, I might read this article and get back to you, but as far as what it's alluded to, let me just give a brief analysis on this. And sometimes it's dumb to make so much connections without actually having read the article. But literally, I read the headline, and the headline can make a fool of yourself, right? Assumptions make an ass out of yourself. That's what they suggest. But at the same token, it's so true that, it was suggesting that like billionaires that had lost it all, maybe they got it back though too. That's the same thing about like navigating the system. Sometimes it takes a real intellect just in that, navigating the system, your way around it, and the likes, right? So, sometimes like some of the culprits of that, I didn't read the article, but some of the culprits of that, I suppose or presume, is literally just like market crashes and the likes. You own real estate all over the country, right? You're fucking $100 million. You have $100 million of assets, or maybe $1 billion of assets, or even more than that in the likes, right? So at the same token, what it amounts to is that markets crash in some areas. Literally, like, you got to be very careful, and sometimes it's just cyclical. So I've seen. Let me go into this in a second, but in some areas it's so like shit would be selling for fucking like it's just incredible like how much of a depreciation there is, and sometimes you just got to be able to outlast the storm. So that's what a solid investor might be thinking about how to outlast that storm. Sometimes that comes from, an average, what I've read in the likes as far as, equity in the likes versus debt in real estate and the likes, is literally that sometimes you want to aim for a 50-50 ratio, right? In your portfolio, or maybe if you're really a superior investor and you got papes like that, actually, more equity than, a lot more equity than even debt and the likes. So at the same token, of your real estate portfolio, that would be really fucking amazing. And I read this story about fucking a gentleman that, like, this was, I can't remember, there was a crisis coming about in the likes, and literally shit was crashing out, right? So shit was about to hit rock bottom. So he was like, man, why don't I just sell some of these properties? This is a good story. This gentleman was like, let me sell some of these fucking properties that I fucking, the market's good right now. I've had appreciation. I still have debt on some of these properties and the likes, but of course I have a lot of equity. So, let me sell some of these properties, and just, get the extra capital, right? And then pay off all the debts on these other properties that I own. Like, he had a large portfolio. So like you understand the concept. And literally then he got those other properties to literally a level where the equity was just like, pay, like it was just full equity. Like, so that's just fucking like a boss move. I don't mean to quote myself, but intellectual boss move, motherfuckers. And then literally at the same token, then the economy tanked out, right? And people are fucking, when the economy tanks out, people are fucking like getting out the string and fucking like this, it's just a terrible disgrace. And at the same token, he was prepared. Not that you can predict these things and the likes, but so much. But if you keep your ears open and you keep your ears to the streets, baby, and you also are just always prepping, building that capital base, right? So you and I and you have to heed this advice from, like, I might have to play this back, watch it, in the likes, to keep myself in check. You got to check yourself before you check other people, right? So that's rule number one, like supposedly from all the other rule number ones, right? But and then when the economy tanked out, people are fucking like, fuck. I don't have enough fucking equity in these cribs. People aren't, shit's fucking up. People aren't fucking, no one's buying shit. No one's fucking, I can't sell these properties now that the economy's tanked and shit and fucking. And then this dude was just pimping easy, baby, pimping easy. He literally, like, people, no matter what the economy's in, people need rent. So he literally lowered his rents. He lowered his rents and pleased the tenants, right? He worked with them. And he still, he wasn't like, he was making money, but it wasn't like a fucking bull out this bitch. I mean, but he was making money like as a bear, right? So to speak, for the analogy, if you catch my drift. And then at the same token, he weathered the storm and then came back, trifold, baby. So that's the moral of the story, is that you got to stay on your toes, be prepared for whatever may arise and the likes. And that was a story that really inspired me, man. It inspired me to be careful out here, and also to, that there is, over leverage does have its detriments, right? It seems so good in life when everything is going good and everything's so bullish in the likes, but at the same token, there's fucking risk to everything. So at the same time, you want to be, like they suggested, that 50-50 ratio or better, right? So keep your head on straight. Keep your mind fucking good. And that's it. I think that's all. I haven't read anything, so I mean, I'm fucking out of here, man. At the same token, you look good. You look beautiful. Be thankful for blessing, and at the same token, never let anybody. This is my favorite quote that I've created. Never let people that haven't accomplished. Never be dissuaded by people that haven't accomplished their goals, but are more than willing to crush the fuck out of yours. Man, that's not the mark of a successful attitude in the likes, right? So encourage people, and I just said something on Twitter. I was a little bit pissed off, and sometimes we all get pissed off, sometimes life's not going the way we want it to, or this happens, or relationship problems, your girl, this shit, that shit, family shit, business shit, work shit, whatever the fuck, just not getting enough sleep one night, or the likes, right? Or coming down with the illness as far as like the flu, or throwing up, or fucking not getting enough exercise and the likes, whatever, man, whatever, anxiety or depression or whatever the fuck, you catch the drift. But literally, at the same token, it's so true that what was the quote, man? I was giving such a massive introduction, I kind of forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Blessing and a curse, baby. Blessing and a curse. So we'll talk soon. Cop that. Look forward to new music. Oh my gosh, I just got word back from my engineer that shit is big shit's popping. The mind of a madman, also the mind of a thankful man, and also the mind of a blessed man. And also remember that, never forget about where the fuck you come from, what the fuck you've been through, and the likes, man. That's the best advice moving forward, because it's so true that, that shit will keep you humble as fuck. And also, once you do make it to where you're going, all I know is this: the top feels greatest to those who had to travel the farthest to get there. And once you get where the fuck you're going, once I get where the fuck I'm going, once you get where the fuck you're going, shit's gonna feel good, baby. Shit's gonna feel real good, baby. So that's my Austin Powers voice, shag me, baby. And at the same token, remember that once you get this shit turned around, it just takes one success, like Mark Cuban has suggested. It just takes one time, one success, one thing goes right, and then it becomes an addiction. It becomes a habit. Success becomes a habit, right? So, you love the feeling. Nothing's more addicting than success, right? So, fuck those 400 fucking failed businesses. Fuck those 400 failed endeavors. Fuck those 400 failed relationships. And fuck any of that shit, because all it takes is one more success, and then you're on the pathway to the changing the possible perspective trajectory of the entirety of the rest of your fucking life. So that's one thing that Mark Cuban suggested that I really enjoyed, and at the same token, it's so true. So let success become your trademark. Let work ethic be your calling card. Let intelligence be a marker, you know? Motherfucker, don't try to hit the standard. Motherfucking set the standard. Set the fucking standard and let everybody fall into that shit like a motherfucking limbo, baby. That's what it's about, baby. So we'll talk soon. Again, I appreciate you for bearing with me. I know I'm energetic all the time, so maybe I shouldn't even be drinking coffee, right? But at the same token, it's so true that I love this stuff. So let's work hard. Let's be thankful. Let's get it. Let's never be dissuaded. And that work ethic. Let everybody know you're talented as fuck. But besides that, let it be known that like motherfucker like it's the work ethic, baby. It's the work ethic, baby. Like this foundation was built upon, and everybody got the same game. You remember, you were there, man. And I know that this is not a reality in every single country, but at the same token, it's so true that everybody got this fucking game, baby. And this game is fucking out there if you didn't get it. And at the same token, it's about who runs with that shit, baby. So take it to the next fucking level. And my phone is ringing, so I gotta let you go. Gotta catch that. So at the same token, let me leave you on this mark. Literally, it's just this. An entrepreneur is one who realizes that there's little difference between obstacle and opportunity and is able to use both to their advantage. Too real for one conversation. We'll talk soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. It's a real pleasure. You're beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you different, even if it's in your mind, if it's in your soul, your character, or the likes. So sometimes that's we all things change, relatively, right? So remember that you got to keep your spirit beautiful, right? So at the same token, that's so important. Keep your mind beautiful too, right? And keep your mind strong. And exercise and your body healthy and likes. And I'm trying to get back on my push-up tips. Man, one day at a time. So out of control. But at the same token, sometimes you gotta love it. So look out for some new hats coming in stock on the website. And of course, I want you to cop. It stands for a lot. Just kings unto yourself. That's what the king piece is built upon. And this analogy is so true as far as it speaks unto the value of a woman. Really. You see how the king is the most powerful piece on the chessboard, right? The most powerful piece on the chessboard. We can all agree. We can all concur, right? At the same token, do you see how the king moves in chess versus the queen? This chess shit, man, I should have played more chess. I learned in fucking kindergarten or something like that. Some volunteers at my elementary school, taught me in the before school care and the likes. Taught me my best bud, and the likes. And we were playing chess and the likes. Literally, this chess shit is profound, baby. So that's the game you need to play. This is chess, not checkers, and checkers is valuable too. So checkers is cool. But at the same token, chess is the man. Whoever invented that shit, man. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna Google that shit. I'll get back to you. That shit is profound as fuck, man. That just blew my fucking mind. All right, we'll talk soon. Peace.